Hello, welcome back to Monster Train. It's a little later than I expected, and by that I mean it's 2 p.m. because I took a break to record another first look for today before I get back to the Monster Train mines. Let's get to it. How you doing? How's it going? I'm doing fine. The same day as yesterday, but it's not for you, it's just for me. Today, when you're hearing this, I am probably actually traveling. Sucks, but you know, I don't like to travel very much, but I'm gonna talk about this every time I go out of town. Don't like to fly. I prefer to drive, but both are not great options, in my opinion. Oh god, it's Chef with Exile Hellhorned. Monster Train's given me a reason to quit early, I see. Oh dear. Well, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let's get going. Wurmkin, Exile Hellhorned, Pushback Talos, Spell Shield, Fell Patient Sarah, Bogfly, Fledgling of Ancient Resonance. That's a lot of units in our starter for a Wurmkin run, I gotta say. I'm down for Jackstrips. It holds down the early game very well. I think that Chef actually struggles surprisingly in the early game. Kuroska's good, but I'm gonna take Jackstrips. This is not a reap run. Yeah, whatever it is, it's not a reap run. I'm down to play Corruptor, give him some rage, scale it up, and cruise. We should actually be pretty strong here, so I can take the money. Honestly, 100% okay with taking double space in this run. Mark of Invasion is free money, we just play bottom floor with Jackstrips. Let the clergymen walk to their death. And yeah, I mean, we have Fledgling him. We can scale ourselves through the imps and just kind of let it rock. I think it'll be fine. This enemy lives at 1, doesn't it? It sure did. No, it lived at 6, actually. Never mind, my mistake. I miscounted. I put a Bogfly here, don't you die? Eventually. Oh no, you died to Jackstrips. Yeah, that's right. Alright, I mean, the early game is going to be fine. We have Queen Zimplings, we have Fledgling, and I just have to be careful about playing units, really. I have to make sure that I have room because a lot of our power here is going to be from chump blocking for the Chef and letting enemies die. Kind of going to be a similar look to yesterday's run, actually. I expect. We should always have echoes to spend, so I'm good with an echo infusion here. Probably over an echo snare, yeah. I don't really need the echoes. Could also take proclamation, I suppose, but here I am. We could just go all in on imps and go, yeah, I'm gonna play as many imps as I can. Could also go hidden passage, but I want to be replaying fledgling imp every turn. I'm done for imp in the box here. Take space, play just prince, send 100 imps to their deaths. Could be good. Go right. I'll take a look for endless, maybe. Yeah, endless. Cool. Wurmkin Banner has 2 units I cannot play, Shardsoul Carver and First of Kin. I think I could take Shardsoul Carver just to have a unit. He'll sit above Prince and he'll catch a few enemies for us. I think it's fine. Here and there, he'll snipe an enemy and we'll say, hey, thanks, buddy. Could give the Fledgling at plus 25. I think I want to wait to do that until the end. And I don't want to roll for anything. I'm not really looking for multi-strike right now. Unit draft trial here is fine. We want to play top floor so that the enemies all die. Yeah, we will have 1 infused enemy to face, but should be fine. Something like this. Prince, or not Prince, sorry, Chef should basically just handle this for us. Is my anticipation here. I believe it's Sweet Boss, so I'm not going to bother there. Transcend him. Hey. Weird. This should be plenty. I guess I could have played Fledgling and Fledgling. Oh, it's not Sweet Boss, but it is a boss that does reflect damage. I was not wrong about that. I'm gonna pick the haste enemy off so that Shardsoul Carver gets to drop a little damage on him. Let him know, Shardsoul Carver, let him know. He does fine. We would have won without it, we would have won with it, it's not a big issue. So, one of the many win conditions I'm thinking about here as an easy line through is just to see Transcend him. That'll take us right to victory, I feel. I don't think I want Proclamation too much, but I do want it a little bit. So I'll take it here. Molting Imp is interesting. Put it on the Fledgling Imp to catch some backliners, deal 15 damage AoE. It's an interesting idea because normally you go for more rage or more survival, but 15 damage isn't bad. I'll take it as an option. It's not a big commit, I don't feel. Now, what I was also thinking here is instead of throwing a lot of imps down, I could play Horned Warrior, and I could throw like Horned Warrior and Chef, and that's 5 hits with a bunch of rage. Problem is that Horned Warrior, no HP, and I did not get a Welder Helper. I'd be relying pretty heavily. I guess I could do it if I put him in a Shard Soul Carver, but I can't because that's an Inspire based line, which is not very consistent. Not very consistent. I could just play like double Keeper. We could use the imps to bridge the gap and then play Keeper Keeper in front of Chef, which I think is playable, but it's only going to be the Chef's echoes. It's not going to be echoes from the imps is the problem. It's going to be like Chef's and Fracture's echoes. I feel like I have to play around imps. I guess I could play like... I could play Chef, Keeper, Imp, and I could play double space like that, maybe? Let's try that. That seems doable. I will go right. Check for plus 25s and multi-strikes for the Keeper. Derange Brute. Huh. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could also just play Derange Brute, and Derange Brute plus Chef will kill a lot of things with rage scaling. Like, a lot of things with rage scaling. I think that this is probably better. Things die fast when Derange Brute's in the game, I find. So I'm gonna need to spend a little bit on removals here to thin this deck out, because I have a lot of garbage in it now. But check for a multi. No multi, it's okay. Check the relic as well. Impsicle, because you know what this deck needs is more imps. Give me more imps, I'm not afraid. I'm taking as much space as this game will let me. I'm gonna get rid of the Keeper that I just took. I can keep the Shard Soul Carver for now. You could argue I should keep the Keeper for an infusion, but I don't think I will. Well, perhaps I shouldn't have made that removal so quickly, because I could have taken Wingmaker for the Keeper. I mean, space is good regardless. I'm gonna put it on Deranged Brute. He's just gonna be one space aura effect, basically. 50 HP for a little tanking as well, but the imps are gonna do most of the work. I wonder if it would be better to play Keeper Keeper at one size. Probably actually would have been better to play Keeper Keeper Imp at one size than this, but I don't think it matters too much. I should have checked the event first before I made the removal, because I would have thought about it a little more. This is okay. This is okay. I think it's is it not another... Oh, it's a temple. Okay, I thought it was money here. Money at Seraph, okay. No big deal. The biggest thing I would have liked here that I can't get is Burnout 1. Man, I would have liked Burnout 1 here. So right away we're faced with an interesting problem of this Welder Helper gets in my goddamn way. We're gonna play bottom floor because there's something tricky we can do here with Welder Helper. I don't know if you see it or not. But we can play him here, and then the Brute gets pushed to the back. So that Welder Helper will have 1 HP and die. And who tanks here doesn't matter a whole lot to me. Now, I did put myself into a bit of a worse spot because I don't have any... I mean, what I put myself into a worse spot on is I was planning on Jackstrips and, well, you know, pushback Talos. Top 10 enemies I hate in Monstertrain, all 10 of them are pushback Talos, by the way. They'll die eventually when they walk up, so I guess it's not that big of an issue. This apprentice scares me, but not a ton. The Shard Soul Carver should do his job here and put him away. Fledgling Imp, good. Fracture, good. Do you die? You don't die. I have to draw like a Queen Zimpling for it, though I should have killed him, but I didn't. It's good to play this Imp here because I want to take off one of those lifesteals from Talos. I'd like to not take this 5. Can I stop you? Take him to 9. And Fracture puts him pretty low. I think I stop this guy if I play... What is it? It's like Steward Bogfly is... Steward dies. Bogfly swings for 5? You make him swing for 10 plus 4. It's actually the same, right? If I play Train Steward, Bogfly, Fracture, or if I play... I think it's best to play Train Steward, Queen Zimpling, Bogfly. There's your kill. If the train steward lives to do his 5, then that was what I was missing. I found it. That was actually not an easy one to catch. That one was a little bit tricky. Give me all of the space. No, not double pyre chomper. I said all of the space. Monster train. What do I do with this? Oh, on the bright side, we should crush here. Yeah. Things die fast when Durian Fruit is in the run. I'll be taking space here. I'll probably be taking space again. And Transcendent would be cool. Bad. Would go for Last Stand. It's expensive, and that's the problem. But I don't mind. Apex Imp. I actually think he's not very good here because I have no armor gain. So he's just a stat stick. But this is a run with Deranged Brute and Apex Imp, and I could go to this Hellhorned banner. So there's an extremely, extremely small case here, which is if I go to that banner and there is a Steelworker, I can put it on Apex Imp and we can just steamroll this run. Hellvent here, go for a... Oh, there is actually no Steel Shop anywhere, though. Meaningful. Yeah, I think it's wrong, but it's... it's there. The run has it. But I don't think that Apex Imp is as good here as I would like him to be. And we're taking space, because like I just have so much shit to deal with. And if there's no armor there, it's kind of awkward. Not crazy awkward. It could actually just be Rail Beater as well, would be fine. But I'm already in my line. Oh, or I could just infuse him with Shard Soul Carver too. Honestly, there's many ways that would have been a winning line, I'm sure. But I'm already in this Deranged Brute play Rage Imps line, so I'm gonna stay in it. I should have checked for Value Stone here. Yeah, it's never Value Stone because Value Stone doesn't exist anymore for me. I did something to it to make it stop showing up, but if it was there, that would have been cool. We go Infector all the way because I want multi-strike, and we go... I don't know. I think it's maybe a little early to make the call on Fledgling Imp into Fledgling Imp, but I also think that if I give myself enough rage, I'm just going to kill the Divinity in 3 turns, so... You know, the problem here is that I don't necessarily have the backline killing power with this, but I'll figure it out. This is definitely a run of just, I'll figure it out. It'll make sense eventually. I'm gonna have 4 really big hits, so it's probably gonna be close to enough as is. Just in the deck so I can reach the cards in time. Spikes 4 on a triple multi-strike with no real healing or survivability. Not interested. We're winning right now on the back of having a big health pool on our units. And eventually that stops working. Welder Helper is just a problem because I can't kill him ever. Like, I have to not play this unit, I feel. Because if I play him, it's a permanent loss of a space on my floor, which is not good. Fledgling Imp, on the other hand, does die and is good. Go get him, brother. And it's, suddenly we're at 75 times 2 with chump blockers. I guess my survivability is going to be the chump blocking that we're able to do here, which is not a terrible plan. And we just throw Last Stand. If I could stop one wave of the Divinity, I think we would actually kill for Relentless before the waves can reach me, but it'll be a little tight. For now, though, I mean, we're cruising. Give me as many Fledgling Imps as you want, please, Impsicle. No, as many as you want to send me. Absolutely. I can also win off of like plus 10 piercing Ancient Resonance, which I don't think I thought about, but is definitely an idea. Yeah, I mean, you die right away. It's not close. That fight ends fast. Broken Memory. Soul Crushing Guilt is not bad. It's a good way. I think Soul Crushing Guilt is good here. Taking extract cards to spend my echoes is nice. Hey, it's branding right. Apex Imp would have been a good play too. But with Apex Imp you have to find multi-strike, which is why I held off. Anyway, click Inferno. Inferno's a good card. Would love to see... I'm going to go ahead and give myself the opportunity to high roll Value Stone Holdover here. Streamstone. Holdover. Close to picking it even with just Extreme Stone Holdover, you know? Or not Extreme Stone, but just Holdover and then hope for a Value Stone. path, like temple here, temple here. I think I'm down. I don't need this. This is the sort of long-term play that I like to make in a position like this. I don't need the Inferno right now. You could also make a case for holdover on Soul Crushing Guild, since I will be gaining enough echoes every turn, but it's fine. I don't need Inferno right now, so I can just play it with holdover and not use it, and then if I see Value Stone, cool, and if I don't, I will give it a -1. We'll play it at 2 energy and take energy from Fel. I'll have a pretty good feeling on if I'm going to get it. Because, like, the card just wins. If I Value Stone it, we're going to win for sure. 100%, 1000%, million% chance. Oh, you know what I was thinking but didn't do? I was thinking about giving Deranged Brute, I was thinking about trying to grab a duplicate on another Fledgling Imp, and then giving Deranged Brute a Fledgling Imp infusion, but I did not. This wave should be fine because of Jack Strips, actually. The Sycophants should all die except for the infused ones, which should be like 2 of them. Like 2 of them total. Or like 1 per wave. Yeah. I think that this is a good run to look at. Win or lose, this is a good run to look at of I'm playing the game a little differently than I feel I should. Because I tend to play this in a very specific way. I know I'm missing Collector here, I don't care. I thought about it. I've considered. I can kill my imps, I just have to fracture them. I know I then spent the echo, but I think it's fine. I don't mind. Could have played Queen's Impling to catch you there, but it's all good. I think that I can play these combats very fast and loose, to be honest with you. I do not foresee a lot of problems here. Imp box. But also, I want to look at a lot of relics and events because, like, summon 2 units. Was it Hell's Banners would be extremely good here, or what's the other one that would be extremely good here? Put this down. I was gonna say Flicker's Liquor, but that's not in this clan combo. What was the other one that was gonna be really good here? Oh, Forever Flame. That's the other one. Absolutely, it's Forever Flame is what I was thinking of. Anything to make imps cheaper. As I was saying, cool run to look at and say, yeah, look at this. You can make it work. Just don't play in that one very specific way that I play, where I go, yeah, I'm gonna play 2 units plus Chef. No, we can just play Chef and a bunch of imps. It works. For now, anyway. Wind of the Blacksmith is fine. Return Soul is good because it lets me pull back. Like, if I miss Last Stand, because like I did here, I can pull it back with this. It's like a second hit on it. Take Pyre Chomper here. I don't need another Inferno. I have 1. I don't need 2. I said I want to go see more caverns. I could go look for... No, I can't actually, right? I can't get multi-strike on Deranged Root. Don't bait yourself here. There's nothing here. Go left. I don't need this. Show me Trample Stone here. Oh. This is pretty worthless. Don't need healing. Don't need Penitent Remains. Although Penitent Remains is a summon effect, so it's kind of funny with endless units like imps. I'm pretty sure. But it's not good here. Ember Stasis, there's like maybe a shard on the Divinity, but I don't think it's worth the energy. That event's a whiff, but it's not the end of the world. Oh, baby. Value Stone Inferno. How do you feel about playing Intrinsic Imp in a box here? I don't hate it. Yeah, I don't hate it, but I don't think I want to take the pack shards going into Fel. More Inferno? You think? I think so. It's like this or Fledgling It, maybe. But I'll take more Inferno. Card just wins, right? I think so. Alright, Fel. Let's get this over with. This is Spell Shield Fel also, not Curse Fel. Very excited to not have to face Curse Fel. In this combat, there is no reason for us to not play top 4. Interestingly, I'm going to put Chef in front here, by the way. I think it's a little bit better than putting Deranged Brute in front. Interestingly, I think this Fel would have been better if it was Rage Fel, because she could Rage the Alabaster Guardian on the top 4 here, and then I could kill it, or have it kill my imps more accurately. But it could also Inferno my imps, to be fair. Could also Inferno my Welder Helper. I really don't think it's worth it to play Welder Helper because I'm going to be spending my energy on Inferno. I don't want to take an Ember Drain there for nothing. Yeah. God, it's so many imps. They're everywhere. Go get him, Pyre Chomper. You got it, brother. You can chump that 16. The chumping stops working. Actually, no, it doesn't stop working on the Divinity because the Divinity Sweep hits at the end of the turn. Remember that. So you can still block with imps. I don't even know if I need energy, really. That's the interesting part of this, isn't it? I might not even need it. I might just need draw so I can reach my fledgling imp in time. I don't think I need space. When I talked about taking double space, I didn't have one sized Deranged Brute, I had two sized Deranged Brute. Which made me a little more cautious. You don't attack me. Yeah. Inferno takes one of my draws away. I think I'm actually going to go for draw here and hope that I pull... Fuck you, fledgling imp. Hope that I pull a... Sure. Hope that I pull an energy relic from like a relic or a trinket shop or something. We'll play aggressive for it. Because I do need draw, and I can't pick up draw. I can pick up energy through the run. I cannot pick up draw, though. Any energy relic works here. Pyre Chomper is also an answer to this problem, too. And Pyre Chomper is just kind of a natural. He just happens. Should I have killed this guy that's walking up here? Honestly, probably not. I think the 400 damage I'm going to do to Fel is worth slightly more. But it also, truly, I do not believe matters. This is a race, though. This is a deck that races the bosses. It does not outlast or live relentless forever through stealth like yesterday. This is a run that just goes, and I hit the bosses and they die. Alloy's fine. It's like, I don't need another Last Stand. I don't want to spend my Echoes on Echoes of the Past when I have a million rage. I'll take Alloy. I'll take Draw. We just have to make this deck make sense now. I almost want to go to the Horde for the Relic, but I think that's tough. Let's go for the removals. Removals are probably worth more, but maybe that Relic has a high roll in it. You never know. It is a hard call. The interesting thing is that I don't know what I want to get rid of out of this deck. I think Echo Infusion is pretty worthless at this point, and I think that the Queen's Implings can go. The Bogflies are not a big deal because they're free, so I only ever have to draw them once. I can't always pay for the Queen's Implings. Ooh, too bad. I was like, oh yeah, maybe we get Trample Stone. We get a Space Prism, which is actually very worthwhile from the Consume event. Another Imp in a box? Sure. Throw more Imps at the fire. Throw more Imps onto the fire, I don't mind. Dreamstone, pretty worthless. Purge Stone's okay, but I don't have the Pact Shards is the problem, isn't it? So I want to go... I guess I'm going to go to the Hell Vent. I'm not going to duplicate Inferno. I'm probably actually going to dupe this Fledgling Imp. So yeah, I will purge a spell here. Which one? Great question. It's just Fracture. I mean, Fracture's fine. Maybe it's Proclamation. Yeah, Proclamation doesn't matter in a world with double Inferno, does it? No, I don't think it does. Grab some -1s, because energy is, of course, a persistent problem that we'll be facing with this one. Don't even really want Holdover at this point. I said it would be okay for Soul Crushing Guilt. It lets me permadaze the Divinity, actually, which is decent, but dazing the Divinity... No, it's good. But do I want this many holdovers? I mean, I guess it's like collecting the cards I care about, because I'll be playing Inferno, Inferno, Imp, Imp, this card, Soul Crushing Guilt. I don't think it's worth it, actually. I don't think it's worth it, because I want to draw through the deck. Don't forget to give Chef the extra multi-strike, and 85, I will go here, I will duplicate, I will remember to go there and duplicate. Duplicating Fledgling Imp will be fine. A +8 shouldn't matter because I have double Inferno. Although if I don't have double Inferno, if they're all on the bottom, this could be tricky. They're not. Good news. I don't have the energy. I was looking at if I could play Welder Helper and kill Welder Helper here, so that, or play Queen's Impling and kill Queen's Impling, I guess, more accurately. But I cannot. Takes Prism. Very nice. Pyre Chomper, also very nice. Do love a little more Pyre energy here. We're gonna do a little bit of an interesting one here. I'm gonna play Queen's Impling, and then I'm gonna return the Fracture so I can kill it. I want to purge Proclamation on that turn. But I didn't want to take the Ember Drain. You could probably do that a little better with playing Welder Helper there instead for the energy, for the armor rather, but I think that play is fine too. You know, I know. You don't have to tell me I know. It's fine. I'm gonna actually take a ton of damage here, it looks like, because I don't have any... This is the problem. No Welder Helper, or no Fledgling Imp yet, rather. But it's okay. No enemy is ever gonna walk the face of this planet again. This is gonna do no damage. It's gonna do like 10. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna be 36, but not much I can do. Bogfly, hang on, let me count. I'm doing 103. Bogfly does 20, 123. Currently you are living at 72? 73. Bogfly puts you under a threshold if I play it here. Barely, but it does put you just under the threshold, which is good with me. This Fledgling Imp is really testing my fucking patience here, man. My man is not taking his goddamn time to get here. Where is my Fledgling Imp, Monster Train? Tell me where he is. What is this? What is that turn? 3 Pyre Chompers. I could just legitimately die to the boss here. There he is. Right on time, I guess. I need to let this enemy walk up so I can kill Fledgling Imp next turn. Dropped a holdover, it's okay. Yeah, this is the boss that I was actually worried about here. I need to Inferno these imps. I should be fine, but just Inferno the imps to be safe, you know? And I'm not gonna play it. It's probably worth it to do the hundreds, but I guess when you think about it, is Inferno worth it to play versus this boss? No, because my damage is actually higher than 100 per play. So, you know, it's worth it to be a little bit worried when I don't play a single Fledgling Imp until the boss is spawning. It's a little bit concerning. Skip here. I have seen so many Infernos. I'm skipping Imp in a Box because I just need to get to my Imp faster, I feel. Imp in a Box kind of slows us down because it can just generate no Fledgling Imps. Please, I would like double summons, Queen's Tail, Forever Flame, Hell's Banners. Any of those 4. Queen's Tail, very nice. Can I get 2? Forever Flame, very nice. How lovely. So our energy problems just went away completely. Those are over. I should probably buy a removal then, if that's the case, and I think it is the case. Serapho should never be able to hit me, or hit my units, I should say. Because I have imps every turn. He's gonna have a lot of damage, though. Queen's Implings are free now. Everything's kind of fine. Probably kill a Fracture. I have to kill something because I need to get to my important cards faster, even if it doesn't feel right. I'm not gonna go over by 1. This is actually kind of tight on damage taken, because if Deranged Brute dies, it gets a little bit awkward. So, I will not. Let's ride that. The I will not is taking the money in the middle to remove a card. That's what I was thinking about, and then said no to there, because I could do it, I could remove a card, but I think it's not worth overall. Yeah. Brute. Imp. Good start, actually. I like this start a lot. Kill the Imp. I should have let the Imp take the melee weakness, actually, before he died. That's fine. Elder Helper is fine. He's gonna rally. Like, this boss is going to rally a ton, and that's going to be okay. Just throw my units out. I don't want them. Yeah, he's gonna rally a lot. It is my B on the Pyre Chomper, or on the here. I let Chef take 72 because of my my not incompetence, but I wasn't looking, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I wasn't paying attention to that. I want to leave a unit here to take the melee weakness next turn. I'm gonna start thinking about that more. And so I shall. Bogfly will die. It's fine. Oh, what? Weird. I mean, this is also fine. I guess I don't mind this either. If I take Last Stand here, it's pretty close to just killing him, isn't it? I do want the boss to go top 4 this turn. However, I'm gonna daze him, yeah. I'm gonna daze him with Soul Crushing Guilt. I hadn't drawn it yet. I was kind of tracking that. Alright, I'm gonna stop floundering here. Please, mouse wheel, thank you. I'm gonna stop floundering and I'm just gonna play out the turn. I was hoping to wait on this Last Stand, but it's fine. I'm going to Guilt. I'm going to Last Stand. And I just don't have space on top 4 right now because I left 3 units up here. It's not the end of the world. This Bogfly is doing 195, which is quite a lot. And imps I play on lower floors don't matter because of Inferno, they just die. When the hand looks like this every turn, it's actually pretty solid once we get to this point. Nothing top 4, but Seraph should go top 4 here, and so like I don't want to play Pyre Chomper because I think Seraph has to go top 4 if I don't play Pyre Chomper because he has to apply melee weakness. If I play Pyre Chomper there, he could just walk to Pyre Chomper, or hit the melee weakness on Pyre Chomper and go bottom floor, but I have removed that option. 2392 on that turn is pretty good. I'll play Fledgling Imp in case of Transcendent. I should start playing like in case of Transcendent, but obviously I don't need Transcendent, it's just fun. I can actually kill Seraph before he makes it to my floor, can't I? I think so. I can play Pyre Chomper. I don't care about Seraph's stat bar here. Truly do not care. I'm just gonna let the Meep inherit the earth here. Yeah, he's down to he's at exactly 200. Check it out. No, my exact lethal. Jack strips. Ah, get out here, Seraph. Jack strips. How could you? I had a nice exact lethal there. Come on, man. 198. I overkilled by 2. Draw Inferno early, win. Draw Inferno late, maybe lose. Oh wow, yeah. I mean, this is a winning opening hand, 100%. Check the imp box. It's 4. I have 6 space. I want to play both Fledgling Imps, so I shall. This one's important as well. I thought about this, but did not communicate it to you. I should play Deranged Brood in front because I want to throw him Welder Helpers where possible. However, I think the Divinity is just going to get smoked because I'm going to be able to... This combat should end in like 4 turns, I think. Because I'm going to be able to stop the first 3 waves from ever even walking at me, thanks to Inferno. And so I just throw Fledgling Imps at him and he dies eventually, I'm pretty sure. Damage is actually scaling a little slower than I had expected. I guess when I get the second Imp it gets a little faster. I should still be on pace to kill before Deranged Brood dies. Also want Welder Helper, which I may have already played and just didn't pay attention to. Not sure. Also, this turn can happen where I go Fledgling Imp, check the Imp box. Welder Helper. Last Stand here, I think. And then I can go for another Last Stand off of Impish Scholar. Space Frozen is fine. Messed up because I didn't play Welder Helper, but it's okay. Takes 18-15 here. He's dead if I didn't leave this Cliff Reflector alive, actually. That was a bit short-sighted. Could have killed on this turn if I killed this Cliff Reflector. Oh, he's dead anyway. Nice. Yeah, Inferno. You know what the hardest part of the Divinity is actually not the boss himself, but the waves. Because the boss is always there, so you can just steamroll him. The waves are the hard part, so 2 Infernos and you just get to nullify every wave. Because unlike the waves like the 290 waves on Seraph and Combat 7, the Divinity doesn't actually have 290 waves until later. His early waves are actually very susceptible to just 100 damage piercing. And As you saw there, the first two waves basically die to one Inferno being played on them, which is good, I would say. Rather good. Did I upload Monster Train today? I did. Wait, I didn't. Oh no, I didn't. Alright, I gotta run. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave me a like. Subscribe if you want to see more. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.